Hello everyone and welcome to OG Star Wars channel, and today we are covering the lore regarding Han Solo, book 3 of the trilogy, Rebel Dawn. And this book is very unique because it basically goes right into A New Hope. So this trilogy is a great read that gives us a perspective of Han's life starting when he was under Shrike and all the way up to when that leads up into A New Hope and how he gets the Falcon and all that. So this is a great book, and it's so great that A.C. Crispin also leaves spaces to fill in for the other novels about Han Solo. Very aware of his journey through other novelizations and the lore and stuff to keep continuity. So that's what I like about this as well. And so we're going to go into this. In this book, we find that Han is making a name for himself as a pilot and as a smuggler. We have his past love interest that gets involved again. And also we see the Hutts fight for power within the organization as well. And so what's great about this is this book begins with Han in a sabacc game and winning the Falcon. So we're going to go ahead and take a listen of the clip, so enjoy.
He reached over and turned up his cards. Han stared unbelievingly at the losing hand, then slowly he raised his eyes to regard his friend. Lando smiled wryly and shrugged. "Gotta hand it to you, buddy," the gambler said. "I thought I could bluff you." Lando was bluffing. The Corellian's head whirled as it sank in. "I won! I can't believe it! I won!" Slowly, deliberately, he laid down his card chips. "Pure sabacc," he said. The dealer nodded.
"Captain Solo is our tournament winner, gentle beings,"
he said, speaking into the tiny amplifier attached to his collar.
"Congratulations, Captain Solo."
"You're a better player than I ever gave you credit for, old man," Lando said genially. Han wondered how Lando could be so composed when he'd just lost so much. Then he reflected that the gambler had probably won and lost fortunes before. Han picked up the data card that was Lando's marker and studied it. "So, what ship are you going to claim?" Lando asked. "I've got an almost new YT-2400 Corelli Systems light stock freighter that would be your best bet. Wait till you—" "I'm taking the Falcon," Han said in a rush. Lando's eyebrows went up. "The Millennium Falcon?" he said, obviously dismayed. "Oh, no. Han, that's my own personal vessel. That was never part of the deal." "You said any ship in your stock," Han reminded him, levelly. Their eyes locked. "I claim the Falcon." Slowly, deliberately, Lando nodded. "Nobody can say I don't honor my markers." Han grinned, then threw both arms up into the air and whirled around in an impromptu dance, giddy with joy. "Wait till I tell Chewie! The Millennium Falcon is mine! At last, a ship of our own."
So that's how we learn Han obtains the Falcon. He wins it from Lando through a sabacc game. And again, from the previous review from book 2, Hutt Gambit, we see how much he falls in love with the Falcon, and now he has it in his ownership. So when we see him, with that little banter between him and Lando in Empire Strikes Back, we have a further understanding to why there's that little banter as well. And so I thought that was a great thing to share, and I hope you guys enjoyed that clip as well. We also have Chewbacca marrying his wife, our Mala Tubak, and she is from the Christmas special that is out. And so they took and brought her in and made her canon. Well, that was canon as well, but made her official, I guess you can say, and kept continuity even with that. So, if you've seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't, go watch it if you haven't. That's all I'm gonna say. So enjoy. So we also have Jabba, vying for control of the criminal organization with the Hutts as well. And he's also a powerful crime lord in his own right. And in this book, we do have him eventually obtaining leadership and power and control over that. So if you like the Hutt history and you want to know more, then this book will also give it to you and give you further understanding between his relationship between him and Han. And so again, pick up the book. And we also have the fledgling rebellion, and so Bria is a part of that. Bria Theron is a part of that, and we know that she's established as one of Han's first love interests before Princess Leia. And we've seen her struggling with I guess you can say overcoming the pulls from the Talon de Teal and their religious cult, I guess you can say, so that she recovered from that. And now she's taken on a greater cause and becoming a part of the fledgling rebellion that we see. And she's basically a part of the Corellian sect because Corellia is where she's from. And during that time frame, she also asks Jabba the Hutt for funding for or to basically bankroll the strikes against the rebel Bisadi clan on Yesila. So basically, she's still striking against them, and so we get Bria Theron who meets up with Han for help to recruit smugglers for her mission to help aid and get funding and materials for the fledgling rebellion. And through that deal, she promises Han that he and his smugglers will be rewarded financially significantly. And so he recruits his buddy Lando and other smugglers in there. So Lando and Han has a close relationship now. And so we see him recruiting Lando for this. And she basically betrays him in a sense to where the fledgling rebellion says that, no, we need whatever you're going to reward those smugglers, we need that for ourselves as well. So she takes heed and she basically denies them their payment, and so the smugglers then see Han as the one that's deceiving them. And so from there we see the falling out between Lando and Han Solo. And again, referring back to Empire Strikes Back, then you understand a little bit more of what has gone on with that as well, and why Han was very reluctant to ask for his help in Cloud City, and how their demeanor was when they met each other for the first time since then on Cloud City. And Bria also leads a team basically they're the Red Hands Squadron. She leads them in a strike on Toparawa. I think I said that wrong. And so they're basically starting to gather the Death Star plans so they can find a way to defeat the Death Star and try to defeat the Empire. And through this interaction, and they're fighting in that area, the plans then are transmitted to Princess Leia. So there, again, when you look in the history, there is multiple Death Star plans that were sent to the rebellion, and this is one of them as well. And so the Death Star plans are sent off to Princess Leia during the time. This is all connecting up to A New Hope, leading up to A New Hope as well. And after all this is said and done, Bria Theron does die in this skirmish here. And later, or earlier in the book, Bria Theron had a bounty out for her. And Boba Fett almost captures her. She is rescued from it. And she basically asks him, please let my father know that I'm dead. And so Boba Fett keeps the promise. However, he did not kill her. He finds Han Solo and lets him know the fate of Bria Theron. And so Han Solo basically gets a hold of the family back on Corellia and lets them know that their daughter is dead, is gone. And then we have Han Solo now, hiding out or laying low on Tatooine. And so I'm going to share this clip before we end here. This leads up to A New Hope. So here's a clip, enjoy, and thank you for following me and listening to this video, and I'll catch you on Thursday morning coffee chats. May the force be with you.
Today he needed to see Jabba, that was for sure, and he had to find some work, any work. He knew that Chewie was probably over at Chalmun's Cantina. Chalmun was some kind of distant relative of Chewie's, along with half of Kashyyyk. Han headed over. Even at this midday hour, the Cantina was bound to be jumping. Han could hear the jizz band tootling away as he approached the entrance. Inside, it was dim and comparatively cool. Han took a deep breath, scenting intoxicants from a dozen worlds. He walked down the steps, nodding at Wooer, the sour, ugly bartender. Wooer jerked his head to his right, and Han reflexively looked over that way. Chewbacca was heading purposefully towards him. The Wookiee was plainly excited and pleased about something. He stopped Han by the entrance and conferred with his partner in low-voiced grunts and moans. Han tilted his head sideways and peered past the Wookiee at two humans who were standing at the bar. "A charter?" he said. "Well, hey, that's better than nothing. Good work, Chewie. Is that them? That old guy in the Jawa robe and that kid in the moisture farmer's outfit?" Chewie nodded, commenting that even though the old man looked harmless, he'd dealt effectively with Dr. Evazan and Ponda Baba just moments before, and used a most unusual weapon to do it. Han was impressed. "Hold a lightsaber, you say? Huh. I didn't know anyone still had them. Okay, I'll work out the details with the old guy and the kid. You take him over to that empty booth and I'll join you in a second." Han paused for a moment to check out Chalmun's as Chewbacca ushered their prospective customers over to the corner table. Then he started across the crowded cantina where Chewie, the old man, and the boy sat waiting. The beginning.
Han Solo. I'm captain of the Millennium Falcon. Chewie here tells me you're looking for passage to the Alderaan system.
Yes, indeed. If it's a fast ship.
Fast ship? You've never heard of the Millennium Falcon?
Should I have?
It's the ship that made the Kessel run in less than 12 parsecs. I've outrun Imperial starships. Not the local bulk cruisers, mind you. I'm talking about the big Carillion ships now. She's fast enough for you, old man. What's the cargo?
Only passengers. Myself, the boy, 2 droids, and no questions asked.